Wow, some very powerful and moving artwork, definitely, in that video. Um, Thank you, Sacred Heart Church, for making it. Now, this is going to be about the very controversial issue. Did Mary go on to have other children? I think it's very important we go to the scripture for this. This should be, Sola Scriptura should be our primary source to look at these issues. And so I brought a few verses that deal with this. And it's very important that we prayerfully bring these to the Father and seek His guidance. I must also say that any Christians who say that somehow Catholics are, sub-Christian because they believe that Mary remained a virgin, or somehow they're lesser of Christian than you, is really to misunderstand the message of Christ. And yes, we can agree on and disagree on certain doctrinal issues. When it comes down to it, we need to go to the scripture over religious tradition. That's very clear. And there's false tradition on both sides of the spectrum. So let's go to first Matthew 1, verse 24 and 25. And Joseph arose from his sleep, and did as the angels of the Lord commanded him, and took as his wife, and kept her a virgin until she gave birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. Matthew 12:46-47. While he was still speaking to the multitudes, behold, his mother and brothers were standing outside, seeking to speak to him. Someone said to him, Behold, your mother and your brothers are standing outside, seeking to speak to you. Now this is usually interpreted as, well, everybody's the brother of the Lord who follows him. Well, that is true, but this is in the context of family. All of these verses are, as is Matthew 13:55. Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brothers James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? We also have Mark 6, verse 2 and 3. And when the Sabbath had come, he began to teach in the synagogue. And the many listeners were astonished, saying, Where did this man get these teachings? And what is this wisdom given to him? And such miracles as these performed by his hands. Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, and brother of James, and Joseph, and Judas, and Simon? These not his sisters here with us? John 2, verse 12. After this he went down to Capernaum, he and his mother and his brothers and his disciples. And there they stayed a few days. So we have the context of his family, his immediate brothers, and his disciples, specifically dividing them. Acts 1:14. These all with one mind were continually devoting themselves to prayer along with the women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and with his brothers. 1 Corinthians 9, verse 4-5. Do we not have a right to eat and drink? Do we not have a right to take along a believing wife, even as the rest of the apostles, and the brother of the Lord, and Cephas? It seems like James and Peter had wives, contrary to the first, what Catholics believe, that the Pope should not take on a wife. Well, the first Pope had a wife, as the scripture clearly says, but that's a topic for another story. Galatians 1 and verse 19. But I did not see any other of the apostles except James, the Lord's brother. Some interesting verses that do need to be addressed and not avoided. Take care, guys, and God bless you.